This episode is brought to you by Novilla Mattresses, where comfort meets innovation, giving you the perfect night's sleep you've been dreaming of. Are you tired of tossing and turning all night, struggling to find a comfortable position? Look no further than Novilla Mattresses, the ultimate sleep solution designed with your comfort in mind. Experience the luxury of a good night's sleep with Novilla's advanced mattress technology. Their mattresses are crafted using the finest materials, providing the perfect balance of support and softness. Whether you prefer a plush feel or a firmer surface, Novilla has a mattress that caters to your unique sleep preference. But what sets Novilla apart from the rest? It's their commitment to innovation and quality. Each mattress is thoughtfully engineered to provide optimal spinal alignment, reducing pressure points, and ensuring you wake up feeling refreshed and rejuvenated every morning. Say goodbye to restless nights and hello to blissful sleep with Novilla's cutting-edge cooling technology. Their mattresses are designed to regulate temperature, keeping you cool and comfortable throughout the night. No more waking up in a sweat, just pure, uninterrupted sleep. Worried about allergens and dust mites? Don't be. Novilla mattresses are hypoallergenic and resistant to common allergens, ensuring a healthier sleep environment for you and your loved ones. And here's the best part. Novilla is committed to affordability. They believe that everyone deserves a great night's sleep without breaking the bank. That's why their mattresses are competitively priced, giving you the best value for your money. But don't just take our word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied customers who have already made the switch to Novilla. Even when your mom comes to my place, just know she's getting a great night's sleep, among other things. Experience the difference for yourself and discover what it truly means to sleep like you've never slept before. Using promo code Schweezy or the link in our description, you can save 10% off any purchase you make through Novilla directly. Ready to transform your sleep experience? Visit their website today and choose the Novilla mattress that suits your needs. Your journey to a better night's sleep starts now with Novilla mattresses. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. When you want it the most, there's no easy way out. When you're ready to go and your heart's left in doubt, don't give up on your faith, but come to those who believe it, and that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Hello, and what is going on, my fellow Schwoke Lords? What is up? Welcome back to another episode of Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. How's everyone doing today? Hope everything is going good in your lives. I think we're finally reaching the end of April, and so, you know, as you would, everyone wants to hear.
Come on, Mark, don't be still.
Not that one, sorry, man. That was...
You bet I'm coming up in May.
You know, with like the names, actually, it used to not have like the names on the soundboard, and when I used the iPad as the soundboard, but now I have this thing, and they're actually labeled with pictures, and I did pick the right guy, though. So it's almost May. Next week, I think I might have to show that video for everyone who does not know what's going on there. But no, welcome back. It's been real. It's been fun. You know, we're just surviving for the most part. Have you ever survived before? That's a good question for everyone. Have you ever survived before? There's so many times I burp in this episode. I watched No Hard Feelings last night. It's on Netflix. I don't know if I saw it saying leaving soon or whatever, but I think it might be on Netflix. I don't know. And I gotta say, for your standard rom-com movie, which I absolutely love that shit, you know, I have no... You know, like, if it's a little too girly, I'm like, if I'm with a woman, I'll watch. You know, like, sometimes it's like, there is content, you know, for the fellas out there. There is, like, types of content where it's like, yeah, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to, like, I'm not going to choose to watch it. You know, it's one of those things, like, your partner is, your lady partner. This is specifically for people who have lady partners. Something that she would want to watch. Like, I think Gilmore Girls, you know, I've watched a couple episodes of that with friends and shit, aka my friends' wives, and you know, something about that show, I'm like, I don't hate it. It seems like an interesting show. Like, I definitely could get into it, but also I'm not going to sit down and watch Gilmore Girls by myself. I'm like, you know, I gotta understand. I know what I'm about. I'm probably not going to sit down and watch Gilmore Girls, but like, you know, you have a girlfriend or whatever, and she's like, she loves Gilmore Girls or whatever. I'm like, I can sit down and watch it. I can, you know, you can be entertained. It's just like these hoes just, I actually don't know too much about the show. I know it's like single mom, kid. They talk weird to each other. Romance happen, just that shit, like that. But No Hard Feelings is definitely something like you don't have to have a girlfriend to watch, folks. The movie is funny. It's R-rated too, and you get to see Jennifer Lawrence nude. I assume that's her nude. And I don't think she really cares. I think her after your nudes get leaked forever ago, it's kind of like, like who cares? Now, everyone's seen it. Who cares? And like honestly, she looks great. So it's nothing, you can't just be like, I didn't want to see that. I'm like, I wanted to see that, like in it too. So I have to talk about the main plot of this movie because the plot itself is just insane, and the fact that no one else is talking about it is wild. So here's the plot. So we meet Jennifer Lawrence. She's kind of down on her luck right now. She has a paid off house that was her mom's, but she owes a lot of money in property taxes, which I do think is bull. I think property taxes, like taxes on your property, taxes on your car, like some of that stuff is bullshit. And, I think it's like, I bought this house, I bought this. Isn't the whole ass point of, like, I understand paying taxes. You should pay your taxes. And I understand that, it's not cool to pay your taxes and it's not fun. But also, like, what we should expect is it to not go all to the military and to, like, go to some social programs. Like, we could probably afford health. We're paying so much in taxes. I feel like we could have universal health care, just saying. So where was it? Oh, yeah. So she's down on that. And then they repossess her car at the beginning of the movie. And she works at some sort of like country club-ish thing that's on a beach. I don't know what they're called there. In the Midwest, they call it the country clubs. But in this area, I don't know what it's called. So she works there, but she also would drive Uber. And usually she'd do Uber in the summer when she lives in like a California surf town or whatever. And so like, rich assholes come in the summer and, with doing Uber and stuff like that, she'd be able to, have money, a lot of extra money for the year, And with her car being repossessed, she is in a situation. And she's trying not to play herself.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And so her friend sees an ad on Craigslist, which I feel like Facebook Marketplace for the most part is replacing that. That way you can kind of have an idea of like who you're going to have, what stranger you're going to meet and see if you're going to get murdered or whatever. So they see an ad on Craigslist and like the like details is we will give you this BMW if you date our son. And I think what they were expecting in the movie was that their kid is such like an introvert. He's just like in his room on his phone, just like 24/7. And it's just like very big signs of, teenage depression, and kids, and also sometimes kids just want to hang out in the room because like that is their area. You share a house, but like the nice thing about having your own room is that's your room. And like, that's kind of like your space and to get away from people and stuff like that. So I know a lot of kids do that, but this kid doesn't talk to anyone. So they're like, could you please, the dad's like, the summer, I was just like him when I was a kid, but the summer before I went to college, because he's about to go to Princeton, smart kid. And so he's about to go to college. And so they're just like, we don't want him to be fucked up in college. So like, could you just sleep with our son, not in the, and stuff like that. And that's like the whole plot. And like, if you kind of do this, we will give you the car, like the car is yours. There's no biggie. The car is yours. So that's the plot of the movie. She needs a car. They have a car. All she has to do is date a 19-year-old. And there's like a 19-year-old too. So she's 32 and he's 19. So, it's not bad. It's just kind of weird. But anyways, though, so that's pretty much how the plot goes. And guess what? They fall in love, obviously. That's what happens in this shit. It's a rom-com. They all fall, the happy endings. So, not like those fucking Shakespeare plays where they start at the tragedy, the romance, or I don't know what that one's called. Like the tragedy, and then it's like you learn that if it has tragedy in the title, the main character dies, which is the worst fucking spoiler you could give for something. Like imagine Avengers Endgame and someone told you Tony Stark dies at the end of it. And you're like, fuck you, dude. Go fuck yourself. But yeah, so, which, in all regards to this, is this a gray area? as a parent, yes. But in my opinion, parents of the year. They are the parents of the year. Your parent, like, just imagine you're a young boy, doesn't talk to girls, and then all of a sudden your parents get a girl to sleep with you, and is interested in you and shit. That would be rad, like that is cool. Like if your parent, like most parents out there, I will say this, I would say a majority of parents out there aren't helping their children get laid. And like I said, it is a gray area. And I gotta say though, like they were looking out for his best interests and stuff. I feel like that is his best interest. Like he needs to start being more like social. And yeah, that is something that is really important. I know people say they're like introverts and they recharge from being alone and stuff like that, which, I understand. I consider myself an ambivert, so I need both in my life. And if you have too much of one, it can get really bad for me. But in regards to this kid, like, yeah, it's really important to socialize. I feel like it's important for the human experience to socialize with other people. And I think that's really what their parents wanted, but they also were hoping this chick, because sometimes the right chick, the coolest chicks out there will, in fact, help you be better. And that's why, we've talked a long time ago that, I think that men and women need each other in life because they help each other be better and stuff like that. Even if you're gay or lesbo or whatever, we need every gender in our lives to help us feel better. And I gotta say, it's pretty cool. Now, it was a little manipulative in trying to trick their son, so I could see that, and it's lying, I could see that. And so, like, when he obviously found out in the movie, it's obviously, that's usually when shit hits the fan. But, when you're an adult looking back, you're like, my parents were just, most parents aren't trying to help their kids get laid. Most parents are either absent or abusive. So, like, I really think they're parents of the year material, in my personal opinion. But, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. You know what I'm saying? I need to add that one to it. But yeah, no, it's a fun movie. If you haven't watched No Hard Feelings, I would definitely check out that movie while it's still on Netflix, if it's still on Netflix when this episode comes out, because I gotta tell you, it's a great movie, and you get to see Jennifer Lawrence's boobs. And no one is mad. I hate it when people are like, I don't want to see that. I'm like, I do. Like, I would never turn down an opportunity to see some tits. It doesn't mean you have to be in love with someone, Guys, there's some, you're at least bisexual if you don't like seeing boobs. You're at minimum, you're like, put those away. I'm like, I'm always down to see boobs, So ladies, if you're out there and you have boobs, show them to a guy this week. That's going to be, it's like therapy. This is, this show is the replacement for therapy for most people. So, why not show some people, show a guy your tatas, bless, pay it forward, instead of going to McDonald's and paying for the person behind you. What you should do is just show someone your tits. That's free, and free shit is awesome.
Come on, Mark, don't be stingy.
Everyone loves free stuff. So yeah. So I have new music coming out very soon. So make sure you go check out my music wherever you stream music at. That you know where you stream music at. And if you want more announcements from when I do release music, definitely go check out my social medias at TheSchweezy, everywhere social media is at. Patreon, Cash App, PayPal are also great ways to financially support the show and say thank you for being a friend, and then you get the. You get that from me, and possibly singing you the Golden Girls theme song, cool,
cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff,
and all that stuff. But remember, there's always all the free shit you can do. Like if you are listening to the podcast, make sure you go check out our YouTube page. We are always trying to increase our algorithm over there, and always look forward. So that means you just watch on YouTube, or maybe subscribe. Definitely subscribe. Leave comments, like the videos, dislike the videos, do whatever you want. I love seeing interactions. I do read comments, unfortunately, because I have no self-control over that. So definitely go check that out. See that, be that, do that. Hit me, baby, one more time. You know what they say. So let's jump into previous week right now. What is previous week right now, you may be asking? It's just news from the past weeks that we're going to go over right now. You know, it's not that complicated, dude.
Let's just jump into it.
So from the New York Times, which I've never heard anyone complain about them. You know, obviously they're the best news source that has ever existed. That's the weird thing about the New York Post is it's just like, it is true, but it's not good. You know, but like it's perfect for dum-dums like me who just want to be entertained, you know, with the news. So once again,
Let's just jump into it.
conjoined TLC stars Abby and Brittany Hensel clap back at haters after Army vet marriage. Conjoined twins Abby and Brittany Hensel want the world to know they're here to stay, like it or not. The internet is extra loud today, the twins, 34, captioned March 28th TikTok video showing various ancient sculptures of conjoined twins. We have always been around. They also post another TikTok showing a photo with Josh in which they wrote, "This is a message to all the haters out there. If you don't like what I do, but watch everything I'm doing, you're still a fan." They were responding to news of Abby's marriage to nurse in United States Army veteran Josh Bowling, which took place in 2021. The couple only revealed the ceremony in 2023 when posting photos on their TikTok account, Abby and Brittany Hensel. Renewed attention was focused on the twins and Bowling when a clip from one of their wedding guests, Heidi Bowling, resurfaced on Facebook showing an intimate moment from the nuptials. In the video, the couple danced and kissed at the wedding reception at which Abby and her sister wore an all-white sleeveless bridal gown and Bowling wore a gray suit. Bowling is staring into Abby's eyes while Brittany supports her. Abby and Brittany, who live in Minnesota, have largely stayed under the radar since their 8-episode 2012 TLC reality show, Abby and Brittany, tracked their everyday lives as they wrapped up college and entered into adulthood. The first came to the public's attention in 1996 when they appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show and were also the subject of the 2007 documentary Extraordinary People, the Twins Who Share a Body. They were born as dicephalous conjoined twins, a rare condition when two heads are on a single body with one genital system. I know what we're all thinking. We all have the first thought that all of us come to mind. You know, it's the biggest red flag out there, and I think we all know what that big red flag is. The big red flag with this is they married a guy named Josh. You know, like that's not, you know that guy, Josh. And for the women who don't, I mean, I guess for the men who don't understand guys who are named Josh, I really think that the best female comparison to men named Josh is women named Emily. And I'm not saying that as a guy just being a hater. I'm just saying I've dated more than one Emily. And I got to tell you, fool me once, that was my fault. The second time, that was my fault. Shit, that was her fault. The second time, you know, after that, it's my fault. So, you know, you gotta be hesitant, fellas, when you meet a girl named Emily and you find her attractive. And if she has an Android phone, run the fuck away. That chick will ruin your life. Okay? So, sorry for all the normal Emilys out there. I don't know any normal Josh. To be honest with you, I don't know too many normal Joshes. I'm just going to point that out there. I know a lot of Joshes. I'm going to tell you, none of them are normal. And so, I'm just saying, you know, we all know it's true. Some of you are named, I know every Josh in the comments is going to be like, downvote, 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 down. Every Emily, downvote, 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 you know. And guess what? I don't give a shit, you know. You know, it's, at the end of the day, why are you booing me? I'm right. You know, that's the situation. But no, honestly, like, I don't know why people, I mean, conjoined twins, like, we're all interested in the ins and outs of it. We are all interested in everything that's going on with them. You know, that's not, you know, and I know, like, some of them you can get to some personal questions, but I know a lot of conjoined twins. I actually don't know any conjoined, I've seen a lot of conjoined twins, and, you know, a lot of times you got to be open about it. It's kind of like when it's not necessarily your body's different, but it's different from a standard body, you know, like, you know, you meet trans women in like you know, you always want to ask a ton of questions that like, you don't want to sound like, you don't want to be a dick about it. You're just genuinely curious and stuff like that. And, you know, we're treading on water here, you know, when you do that, you know, because you're kind of like, did you get your dick chopped off? And you're like, what was that like? And then, you know, there's a lot of trans YouTubers out there like Matilda Hoffsberg, Rose Montoya. I think her last name's Montoya. They make good trans content, if like you're actually curious about shit like that, they usually just publicly answer those questions on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. So it's interesting, like if you get the dick chopped off and get the badge, first of all, I'm always down to try that. Don't you want to? Part of me is like curious, like what that feels like, but like you also, you shouldn't use women for their, for shit like that. But aren't you curious though? And if it's if it's a good one, don't you want to write the doctor a thank you letter or some shit? Like, and especially like I know there's like surgery now you can get where you can get filler in your dick. It doesn't make it longer, but it does make it bigger. If you know what because you're filling it and it just makes it, you got a lot more girth and stuff like that, which, girth is always more, fellas, girth is more important. I wouldn't know, but I mean, I'm good on girth. I've never had a complaint, so don't ask me. But, yeah, but you get so curious about this shit. And also, Tom Segura has that fun joke in a stand-up special. I'm like, here's some questions we want to know. What happens when you give a blowjob? Does one of you have ball duty or something like that? Do they, because clearly, like you can't, if you don't have sex in marriage, it's one thing, but, but also, like, in the mindset, like, I feel like Brittany was the one who got married and then Abby's the other head. And, it's curious, there's a lot of curiosity there because I don't feel like, they are two different people. And I think you can accept that. They're just on one body. And, we're curious, like, what happens during sex? Didn't a photo of them giving a blowjob get leaked somewhere? Which should not have been leaked, but I saw it. I'm just a man talking to a girl, two girls on here, but no. Yeah, it is curious, like, I guess, does it count as a threesome? Those are questions we all have. And, and so, like, it's interesting. It's an interesting situation, especially, let's put ourselves in Josh's shoes, that, like, like, he loves Abby, but then, Brittany's there. It doesn't kind of, it would feel like you're dating both of them, right? Like, it's not like, but, like, he also can't really cheat on, like, cheat on Brittany, like, if he looks into Abby's eyes during intercourse, they share the same vag. I mean, I guess it's like the ultimate way to pleasure two women at once, It's like, this guy has threesomes all the time, and that's rad. I guess I would consider it, do we consider the people, or do we consider the bodies as a threesome, and then if going airtight with them, that's also different, because airtight would be 4 holes filled versus the standard 3, which also wild, dude. If you, it's scary when you hear about women like are up for that. You're just like, you're not a lady. It's just like for most women, it's either like a fantasy they want to do one time, and maybe they are able to schedule it one time, but like, and then after that, it's just like, well, I do that all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. And, like, just the whole arrangement and then finding 3 guys that are, like, okay with, like, their dicks accidentally touching each other, Because if you do that, like, your dick, like, private parts are going to be touching other dudes, and you just got to get over it, Because, like, but I'm not talking about, like, women who do porn, because, like, they're getting paid for it, so it's okay. And, like, those guys, they all know what they're doing. Hopefully it's chill. But, yeah, we have a million different questions for them, and and I mean they should have their own private life. We shouldn't be doxing them all the time, but it's I really think though their lives are very interesting, because most America, I think, and like, yeah, conjoined twins have been around probably forever, and like, because I don't think there's any reason why, like, during pregnancy that would happen. Mine is just like shit in the womb, maybe some weird genetics that could happen, but it's like, we're all curious. I actually have I watched the 8-episode TLC show? Probably. Like, I've had to have seen it. Like, there's no way I haven't seen it. But yeah. Anyways, though, congratulations, guys, on being married for a couple years now. And the fact that you make it work, you guys can make it work, is honestly pretty incredible, because, like, especially for a guy, like, dating a conjoined, like, they could be hot and, like, you could be attracted to them. And so, like, that's not, like, a thing that's out of the question, like, the fact that, like, being in love with someone, with one of them. But yeah, and then it's like the other one too. And it's like, but what if she starts dating someone? Like, and they share the same vag. So then, and then I guess it's just, I guess they share the vag. I don't know. And then are they like, if Abby gets married, like, are they just going to have like a big California king and they all sleep in the bed together? Like, weird questions that we all are curious in. And I guess if you want to follow them, they'll answer more questions for you. But maybe I'm a little too immature for shit like that. But, we're all interesting. We're interested in that. And I hope this doesn't make them feel any less like a woman.
A real woman.
Because that's what's most important in life. FNX Fitness, the ultimate destination for fitness enthusiasts looking to reach their peak performance and achieve their health goals. Are you tired of the same old fitness routines that leave you feeling uninspired and unmotivated? Look no further than FNX Fitness, where they bring a fresh and innovative approach to your fitness journey. At FNX Fitness, they believe that true fitness goes beyond just physical strength. It's about nourishing your body and mind and soul to unlock your full potential. That's why they offer a wide range of high-quality supplements and products designed to support your active lifestyle. Fuel your workouts and enhance your recovery with these scientifically formulated supplements. From pre-workout energizers to post-workout recovery blends, FNX Fitness has you covered every step of the way. Their products are carefully crafted using premium ingredients, ensuring you get the nutrients you need to perform at your best. But FNX Fitness is more than just supplements. It's a community of like-minded individuals who share your passion for fitness and well-being. Join their supportive community and gain access to expert advice, workout tips, and motivational content that will keep you inspired and on track towards your goals. They understand that fitness is a personal journey, which is why they offer a wide range of products to cater to your individual needs. Whether you're a seasoned athlete looking to take your performance to the next level or a beginner taking your first steps towards a healthier lifestyle, FNX Fitness has the tools and resources to support you every step of the way. But don't just take my word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied customers who have already experienced the FNX Fitness difference. Transform your fitness routine and unlock your full potential with FNX Fitness. And using our code in the description, you can save 15% off your order from their website. Ready to take your fitness to the next level? Visit their website on your nearest retailer today and discover the power of FNX Fitness. Elevate your performance, fuel your passion, and become the best version of yourself with FNX Fitness. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Cash App, the easiest way to send, spend, and save money with just a few taps on your phone. Are you tired of dealing with the hassle of carrying cash or waiting in long lines at the bank? With Cash App, you can say goodbye to those inconveniences and hello to a seamless financial experience. Sending money to friends and family has never been easier, whether you're splitting the bill at dinner, paying your share of rent, or simply sending a birthday gift. Cash App lets you transfer money instantly, directly from your bank account. No need to worry about writing checks or handling physical cash anymore. But Cash App doesn't stop there. It's complete financial ecosystem right at your fingertips. Use the app to easily pay for your morning coffee, groceries, or even your monthly subscriptions. With just a simple scan or tap, you can make purchases at millions of locations, both online and offline. And here's the best part. Cash App helps you save money too. With its innovative Boost feature, you can unlock exclusive discounts and cashback rewards at popular retailers, restaurants, and even your favorite services. It's like having your own personal saving assistant, always looking out for the best deals. Worried about security? Cash App has you covered. With top-notch encryption and advanced security features, your financial information is always protected. Plus, if you have ever had any questions or concerns, Cash App's dedicated customer support team is available 24/7 to assist you. So why wait? Join millions of satisfied users and experience the convenience, speed, and savings that Cash App brings to your financial life. Download the app today from your app store and start spending and saving money like never before. Luckily, the best part is, if you sign up using the link in the description, you get a free $5 just for signing up. That's literally just free money. So join Cash App today. The future of money is here. And when you use our links, you directly support this show. Okay, so we are, as a country, are in a very big gap between poverty and the fucking filthy rich. And so thank you BuzzFeed for always bringing us the best content, is has brought us 24 unbelievable luxuries of being super, mega, wildly rich that the rest of us can't even begin to wrap our heads around, you know? I'm not rich, and if I was, I would probably be an asshole. So, luckily, you get poor asshole me, and,
I didn't do fucking shit.
so, you know, as we say on the show...
Let's just jump into it.
All right, let's look into this. We got 24 of these. Let's look at them. I have assistants to do things we wouldn't dream of doing. I know a rich person who hired a personal assistant to find land to purchase. Here are the criteria. Forested land by the sea, cliffs, quiet area, but with cell reception, and make sure it isn't an area with lots of boat traffic so I can take my bath while looking out at sea. You hire an assistant to do this? Like, isn't this like the job of a real estate agent? Are they just hiring? I think you're just confusing an assistant with a real estate agent, my friend. Because because this all sounds like things people hire real estate agents for, and a lot of times real estate agents, that's their job, you know. I think is being rich mean you hire a real estate agent? Because isn't it the fact that like houses are sold by real estate agents, and the idea of you hire a real estate agent is the fact that they're going to help you sell your home, and then the other option is just like selling it yourself, like advertising it and selling it yourself, you know? Aren't the two options? And the whole point of hiring a real estate agent is to actually get the house sold, you know, and somewhat try to get a good deal, you know, a good price on it when you sell it. Like, because the real estate agent, like, they get paid for how, you know, they get paid probably a percentage of like what the house sells for, you know, like that's, you know, that's how works. So we're not off to a good start here. If being rich means you hire a real estate agent, then I think a lot of us are more rich than and in the United States, a lot of us are more rich than we would like to believe. Let's see, next one. I do a lot of work for a ridiculously wealthy couple. One thing I saw that comes to mind is having a helicopter drop them off at the end of their driveway and having their car and driver waiting to take them from the end of the gravel driveway to the house. It's probably a 35-second walk. It took them longer to get into the car than it would for an ordinary person to walk. Yeah, that's definitely, there we go. We finally switched around. That's so fucking... I'm like, okay, having a helicopter, okay, so they get around by a helicopter, and then they're dropped off in the driveway because probably the helicopter can't fit in the driveway, and then they get a ride from the driveway to the house. Yeah, that's like... You know how like normal people and people who have a comfortable amount of money don't have to do that? Yeah, I think these people, like, I don't know. And also, like, you need to be walking a little bit, you know? Because, like, I have an aunt, she's like in her 80s, and she has a hard time walking around. And every time I see her, I'm just like, I'm going to take the stairs, you know? Like, I'm just going to start taking stairs more often, you know? Screw elevators, I'm just going to take the stairs, you know? Because I'm like, I like having the ability to walk. I don't like walk, you know? None of us. You know, some people like going on walks, but, like, I don't think, you know, people would rather be laying on their couch, you know? Like, if you're normal people like laying on their couch, you know? So, you know, yeah, this is just way too lazy. And I feel like, you know, like, you have to, you know, after, like, a certain age, right? Like, you can start losing muscle, and if you don't, like, maintain it, then, like, you might not get that back. I don't know. I thought I read some from a personal trainer. I don't know. She could be making it up. I don't know. She's hot, though, so that's all I really focused on. All I really focused on, but yeah, that's ridiculous. Having separate sets of clothing in each house so they don't have to take more than carry-on luggage when traveling. That's not super ridiculous. I mean, like, you're already rich enough to have two houses, like, you know, like, but also it's like weird when you buy like two of the same thing and like have to separate both of them into the same house, you know? Like, I don't know, like, you know, you have a vacation home, leave some clothes with you, you know? Like, I feel like that's not too weird, you know? It's more weird. It's worse for me, the fact that they have more than one house when there's a housing, you know, there's a big homeless problem, and some of those homeless people deserve it, but not all of them. Some of them are just really, really, really down on their luck. And I don't know. I feel like everyone should have a home, you know, who deserves it, and then you can have a second home. Like, you know, it's like a pizza party, you know? You go for like 1 or 2 slices at first, and then after that, when everyone's had one, you can have more. That's my opinion on that, but the clothing is not as weird as having 2 different houses. I've been a chef for 20 years. I've dealt with this a bit. They can buy out a restaurant for several days if they want to drop in during their vacation with no wait times. We charge $50,000 per meal service. They wanted to buy out. It makes us $300,000 over 3 days. They never showed up, but went to our sister restaurant across the river in Miami. Bottle service is unreal. We know this already, but you have no idea. Aside from paying $2,000 for a bottle of Grey Goose with mixers, they will spend several thousands on Ace of Spades or Crystal and just throw $200,000 on the black card for one night of drinking. This extends to champagne, not just for drinking, but for the act of spraying on each other and the scantily clad girls pretending to like them for a 25% guaranteed tip. You know, I think this is okay. You know, like, if you have the money, and like, the thing is, though, like, the restaurant, bar, whatever you're at, you know, like, you make $50,000, okay, so, like, assuming you're gonna make $50,000 a night, and then, you know, you're hoping that they also tip well. Like, assuming they tip well, like, this is very good for business, and the idea of that money is going back into the community. You know, a lot of rich people, like, just hoard their money and, you know, don't do anything with it, and it's just like they like the number more than actually spending the money. I feel like if I was a rich person, I would be doing shit like, I would definitely be doing shit like that, you know? I would also tip really well as well. You know, you have to. If you're gonna spend $2,000 on a bottle of Grey Goose, like, the worst quality to price vodka out there, you know, I think this is fine. You know, they're putting $200,000 in, you know, you're hoping that money trickles back down. You know, you're hoping that money gets to you. You know, if you're like you know, like the hot waitress there, you know, they hire the hot waitress and they do a good job and they get, you know, a good tip, like, that is like a nice, you know, that's a good thing, you know? I think the problem with rich people is that they hoard all their money and don't really try to invest it back into a community or their community, you know? And I think this does put money into the community, you know? Like, really, you know, it's like, I'm not saying that they have to donate to charity and shit like that to really help people, but, like, you know, like, waitresses and bartenders and shit like that, you know? Like, this is a good thing for them, you know? I'm not trying to defend rich people, by the way. Like, fuck the rich. But I don't know, like, when rich people spend their money, I think it's a good thing, and especially when it's something like that, and or, like, you know, you try to help local places and shit like that, you know, I think, for the most part, I'm okay with this, you know? Some of these are gonna be hit or miss, I feel like. Alright, so the next one, number 5. I've lived near Scottsdale where there are many wealthy people. They constantly remodel their vacation homes, so there's always great stuff. I brought a brand new Viking refrigerator from Craigslist. It was still wrapped. The homeowner decided they wanted a double refrigerator instead. They've owned the home for 2 years and still haven't stayed a night there. The refrigerator retails for $18,000. I got it for $1,500. See, and that's also a good thing when rich people are like, I'm going to sell this and it's going to technically be a loss, but I'm going to sell it. You know, like, if you get an $18,000 refrigerator for $1,500, you hit the jackpot. That is like something we all need to remember, that if rich people sell the stuff they don't want, they should sell it for a loss, you know, like, who cares? You know, if you have the money to buy another refrigerator like that, you know, get rid of your old one, you know? And also, most houses don't need more than, like, 2 refrigerators or freezers, you know? And so it's like, it's good. I feel like this is, you know, helping out the community. I feel like, you know, getting a good refrigerator for a good price, and like, they're going to have that refrigerator for a long time, maybe even past when they move and die and shit like that. So, you know, I'm not down. I'm okay with that. I don't know if this is well known, but most customer service lines have a special line for rich people / celebrities. Just about every customer service line I have ever worked for has a whole VIP department. I guarantee you they don't get the slightest pushback. The company will kill itself to make them happy. Also, they get better service. When I worked at DirecTV, one of those VIPs called me. They had 27 TVs. I'm talking outside TVs. TVs in every bathroom, shower TVs, etc. They had literally every channel, including PPV. DirecTV was pretty much paying them to have the service. Yeah, I saw call centers, and my first impression was like, these people are assholes, and sometimes they are. But yeah, a lot of times I worked for a customer service at like a credit card company once, and and I worked with a lot of corporate cards and shit like that. And yeah, those are big clients because I think, especially with like credit cards and stuff like that, they're the ones spending money. And if you don't know how credit cards or debit cards work, is that when you make a purchase, there's like a percentage of that purchase that goes back to the credit card retailer. That's how like Visa and MasterCard make their money, how they continue to do it. And it's like such a small percent that most businesses don't care. But local businesses, folks, always try to pay cash. I pay my barber in cash because I know that's, local business and stuff like that. Smaller businesses, you should do cash. But yeah, for the most part, and that's just every job. If you have a big client, you have to treat them big nice, That's just how it is, Like that's called business and stuff like that. But yeah, that's not super uncommon, that you have higher, more VIP clients and I consider the VIP clients to be more like they help give this company a lot of money. They help this company make a lot of money, our company make a lot of money, and so not too weird. I know a rich guy who was telling me about the trouble he had with his jeweler. The guy had a personal jeweler to make him expensive watches. He also complained about how he bought a new car on a whim but forgot his 4-car garage was full of new cars. He lives in a mansion in North Miami. He also redecorates his house constantly. He has so much money, he does whatever he wants all the time, like spending $10,000 on hotel rooms. Yeah, I'm definitely okay with that, personal jeweler, like that's a guy that gets a paycheck just from making this guy watches, I feel like this is, it's good. You have to think about this as a good thing, Like I said, yeah, when rich people spend money and really, when it's really helping them, like, because spending money means someone else is getting money. And then when someone else gets money, that means they spend money. And then that, it's a back and forth thing. So it's it's important to spend money, especially if you have the money to spend on shit like that. Paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for golf course memberships. I photograph luxury homes in the state's most exclusive golf course neighborhood. I know of one neighbor where membership runs $400,000 and there's a wait list of people wanting to join them. How nice is this golf course though? Like if the golf course is nice, I mean, a membership costs $400,000. It's keeping the place nice, and it's like and especially if like people live there too, and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. Golf courses are really expensive, but like also, if you like golfing, you can find free courses all the time, and a lot of them are good. A lot of them are pretty well maintained. As long as they mow it. They always have millions of lakes there, so like you're still gonna hit your ball on the lake, but whatever. I have a client who is so wealthy that she is functionally invisible. No online presence, ungoogleable. The name she uses isn't even her legal name, but I have no idea what her real name is because she has a family office, private wealth management, that handles her money, so checks from her come from that group. What I love is that she does nothing. Every detail of her life is done by magic. The car is always immaculate. The dogs are walked, fed, and taken to the vet once a week. A beauty staff shows up to wax and manicure her. She legitimately has no idea how her clothes are always clean and immaculately pressed. Her house is perfect. The fridge is always stocked. There are meals on the table twice a day. Bills are paid. The taxes are done. Investments are invested. The garden weeded. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, it's probably a good thing this person has no presence, minus the fact that they just live a very private life. Because as we've been looking at Garth Brooks, Taylor Swift, Mick Jagger, all the, we see the rich Lady Gagas up there too. They have lost touch with reality. And you don't want those people running around the world, at least they're spending money. So that's good. They're not hoarding their wealth. There's a type of mega yacht that follows the main yacht, and it carries toys. All right, that's yachts are. There's a certain level of yachts you get to where it's like, bro, you need to calm down. A second yacht that carries toys, that's ridiculous. Okay, like If you can't fit your toys on one yacht, maybe you have too much money and you need to spend it better, Just, like having one yacht. I think one yacht is acceptable for billionaires, but like after two, at two, we're getting ridiculous. Buying a home from their college-age children. For their college-age children. Then they sell the house when their kids graduate. Sometimes the sale pays for college. Kind of like paying for college with the house. I don't know. That's not too bad, but like that's I think you're kind of teaching your children a lot of privilege. Like they have too much privilege and stuff like that. And don't you want to not raise like fucking monsters? Like don't most parents want their kids to be good people? For the most part, and I don't think, buying them houses is going to be helping your child. Like, if they need help with a down payment, maybe that's okay, but, I feel like when it comes to that's a little too much. That's just going to make that kid's a rich asshole. That kid's an asshole. I have several rich friends at my age who don't work. Their biggest perk is attending every concert and show and buying front row, not just in our area, but if their favorite band is playing across the country, they fly with their kids there and spend the week. Here's a trick about concerts. Up front is probably the worst sound you'll probably get at a concert because you're probably right next to the speakers. And I think I saw Reliant K and Jack's Mannequin back in the day, and I wanted to be front, very much in the front. And that was like the one time I've ever went to a concert and been like, I want to be in the front. Nowadays, what I like to do is try to get as close to the sound mixer as possible because I know that is going to be the best sound you're going to get for the concert. And that's going to be your best experience if you can get somewhere near the mixing console because the guy running it, hopefully if they're not a complete idiot, they usually try to make it sound as good as possible. And, sound travels in weird ways. So if you're too far to the left, you're not getting the best sound. If you're too far to the right, you're not always getting the best sound. But, they try to put the mixing consoles kind of like somewhere center. And so if you kind of get near there, even if it's behind the mixing console, like you're still going to get the best sound at a concert. So I would avoid front row, and especially, I don't even think bands should sell front row. If they're going to sell, I like actually what Garth and Billy Joel do, where they just like don't sell those tickets and then find people in nosebleeds and let them come down so they can actually see real fans, not rich assholes. I think that's always a cool thing when people do that. One, it's better. It's a great thing for those people in the nosebleeds. Two, you actually get to see real fans. And because I feel like it's surprising, the real fans, your real music fans, especially if you're playing stadiums and shit like that, your real fans are going to be in the nosebleeds. They're usually not going to be in the front unless you have like a kind of like open standing pit type of thing, Then it's first one there gets it, There are several single-family-owned Montessori schools, like a family office put together an entire mini school just for their kids and their friends. It became a thing to do when the pandemic hit. Some are 100% mobile, like teaching on the jet / all over the world. Yeah, it is interesting because, that was the big problem with schools in the pandemic age where, I think it did not help a lot of kids' mental health, because they were not around their friends, And I have to imagine, during the worst of it, I was not stuck in a house with my parents. And if I was a teenager at the time, I would have gone literally insane because my dad would have not let me leave the house. And everything like that. Because, he would be looking out for my safety, but I would just be going out of my fucking mind. Because on my own, I was like, I can go get groceries if I need to. I'll just have to wear a mask and go out and if I need to, and wear a mask or whatever. But that would have driven me crazy. Flying to a country on a private jet just to eat dinner. That's, Taylor Swift. You have to realize, how bad that is for the environment. Because, when an airplane's full, has a lot of people on it, it makes sense, financially and, a little bit of environmentally to do that. But when you're by yourself on a private jet, you are just killing the world and stuff like that. I talk about how global warming is real or climate change, that is real. And I don't think any of us poors are the problem. So it's you can recycle and snip up your plastic rings as much as you want, but it's not going to make a difference until the rich assholes do. Years ago, I read an article about someone whose business was keeping ultra-rich people's cars ready to go. If you have a Ferrari in multiple cities, they'd keep it fueled, get the oil changed, drive it back to the block once a week or so, and have it waiting at the airport when the owner flies into town. There's that guy who had that YouTube ad that was like 2 minutes long, and like he talked about, like, I remember I heard him on a podcast or whatever. He's like, I read a book a day, and then we find out that was a lie. He was like talking about, like, yeah, if he wants to have a sports car in another city, he just has it kind of shipped there so the mileage doesn't get too much, which I feel like that's fair because at least you're paying a truck driver to drive it, you know? But like, I feel like having multiple, you know, in different cities, I feel like that's a little bit of a stretch. Ordering off menu, I have a friend who does this. Clearly, nice restaurants are up for this, but I would never have the thought to ask us until I saw it. Yeah, it depends on the request, though. Like, if it's ridiculous, I don't know. Like, sometimes restaurants would be cool and be like, can I just get a bowl of soup? You know, I know there's meals and shit like that, but can I just get a bowl and whatever, charge me whatever? You know, like, fine. I dated a girl from a super rich family for a couple of years, and every spring her entire family would go through their closets and donate 9% of their wardrobe, then go out and drop another $20K on entirely new clothes for the year. That's not bad. That's not too bad. They donate their old clothes, but like, do they need to replace the clothes though? Probably not. They call boutique stores ahead of time and see if they're coming in on this day with high-end boutique. Yeah, so if you know someone's going to spend a lot of money, you do that. Yeah, that's how I'm going to end this. But, yeah, everyone, did anyone have any rich asshole stories? Please let me know in the comments because I would love to hear it. Drizly, the ultimate convenience for all your alcohol needs, delivered right to your doorstep. Tired of making last-minute trips to the liquor store or dealing with crowded aisles and long checkout lines? With Drizly, your favorite drinks are just a few taps away, making your alcohol shopping experience easier and more enjoyable than ever before. Drizly brings the liquor store to you, offering an extensive selection of beer, wine, spirits, and more. Browse their vast catalog of top-quality brands, local favorites, and specialty beverages, all conveniently organized on their user-friendly app or website. With Drizly, there's no need to leave the comfort of your home. Simply choose your favorite drinks, place your order, and let their reliable delivery partners handle the rest. Whether you're hosting a party, relaxing after a long day, or simply stocking up for the weekend, Drizly ensures that your drinks are delivered promptly and securely. But Drizly isn't just about convenience, it's about choice. Discover new flavors, explore unique craft brews, or find the perfect bottle of wine to complement your meal. With Drizly's vast selection, you have the freedom to choose exactly what you want when you want it. Worried about the hassle of age verification? Drizly has you covered. Their delivery partners are trained to ensure responsible alcohol delivery, making sure that only those of legal drinking age receive their orders. Your safety and the safety of your community is their top priority. Join the millions of satisfied customers who have already embraced the convenience and simplicity of Drizly. Say goodbye to the hassle of traditional alcohol shopping and hello to the ease of having your favorite drinks delivered to your doorstep. That's not all. Using our link in the description gives you $5 off your first order, which can greatly enhance your night, if you know what I'm saying. Ready to elevate your drinking experience? Download the Drizly app or visit our website today and experience the future of alcohol shopping. Cheers to a new way of enjoying your favorite drinks with Drizly. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Honey, your ultimate online shopping companion that saves you time and money effortlessly. Are you tired of endlessly searching for coupon codes or missing out on the best deals when shopping online? Say goodbye to those frustrations and hello to Honey, the free browser extension that revolutionizes your online shopping experience. Honey is your personal shopping assistant that automatically finds and applies the best coupon codes at checkout, helping you save money with just a few clicks. No more wasted time scouring the internet for discounts. Honey does the work for you, ensuring you never miss out on a great deal again. But Honey doesn't stop at coupon codes. It goes the extra mile to ensure you get the best price possible. With Honey's innovative price history feature, you can track the price changes of your favorite products over time. This means you'll always know if you're getting the best deal or if it's better to wait for a price drop. And the best part, Honey works seamlessly with over 30,000 online retailers, including popular brands across fashion, tech, home goods, and more. Whether you're shopping for a new wardrobe, upgrading your electronics, or sprucing up your living space, Honey has your back, ensuring you get the best value for your money. Worried about privacy and security? Rest assured, Honey is committed to protecting your personal information. They never sell or share your data, and their browser extension is designed with top-notch security measures to keep your online shopping experience safe and secure. Join the millions of satisfied users like me who have already saved millions of dollars with Honey. Download the Honey browser extension today and unlock a world of savings every time you shop online. Don't miss out on an incredible deal and the chance to save money effortlessly. Experience the power of Honey and take your online shopping to a whole new level. Honey, the sweetest way to shop online. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. It is time for Oh No, Our Table, the part of the podcast where I give you some advice on your problems in life, and you have to accept them as facts because I am never wrong. Even when I'm wrong, I'm always usually right, as I like to say. Because I, as they like to say, I'm
Built different.
So, as we like to do.
Let's just jump into it.
Okay, nose picking. How to get your boyfriend to stop. I am literally disgusted that my boyfriend picks his nose. I get if you do it in the shower or like out of my sight, but in front of me, I am absolutely repulsed by it, and I don't know how to tell him without being bitchy. I've mentioned it before and he tells me, I don't care, everyone does it, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine, but not in front of people, and don't do it in front of me. I feel it's completely unacceptable. First question I have for you is, does he have a mother? Because when you have a mother, they will whip that out of you to not do that in public. And yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with picking your nose. Like, honestly, and to be honest with you, like, people who just like, I blow my nose, like, that doesn't do the job. Sometimes you just gotta dig in there and get the boogie out. That's how it is. And yeah, what I like to do is, I think I mentioned this before, but I love just like when I take a shower, I just like blow snot rockets out of my nose, and that's how I get all my boogers out. And then I think I can usually make it the rest of the day without any boogers and everything like that. And yeah, that usually works for me. One, it's in the shower, so like, no one should be watching me in there. Other options are like go somewhere private and pick your nose and then figure it out, and that way you don't have your little booger shelf, where you wipe all your boogers at. And if I feel like it. And also, if you have something in your nose and you got to really pick it out, wipe it on the floor, dude. And assuming if it's carpet and you vacuum a lot, that shit will be dried up, not sticky anymore, and you can just it's gone out of your mind forever. If you're driving, it's pretty cool. Like, you just like get it and then like roll on the window and just flick it off, and with the air pressure, you're actually able to flick it. Have you ever tried to flick a booger and it just does not want to leave your like fingers or whatever? That's pretty annoying. And then you're just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna wipe it somewhere. And don't wipe it on yourself, dude. Like, napkin, carpet. Yeah, those are the two, except in the shower too. But yeah, I would suggest he do it in the shower. So, I think how to get your boyfriend to stop doing it, like, if you you've brought it up, you're gonna have to be bitchy about it, dude. I don't think there's any. And honestly, even if you are nice about it or whatever, it's gonna come across as bitchy anyway. So you got to think about what you prefer. Would you rather be seen as a bitch about it? Because, like, if you're just a bitch about one specific thing, ladies, that does not make you a bitch. That makes you probably normal. And also, the whole process of him picking your nose in front of you, like, snot, like, a lot of people really do not like snot. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Seeing other people, sometimes it's kind of cool, like, when they do, like, the saline, neti pour, and they like the big ass like chunk comes out of it. You're like, oh my god, dude. You just know. You ever just released a snot rocket? The other day I released a snot rocket in the shower. Oh my gosh, it was so big. And guess what? It felt so nice afterwards, dude. So you like just feel how nice that feels and stuff like that. Yeah, my suggestion would be maybe be a bit of a bitch, and you're just gonna have to be a bitch about it, Like, if you're, just be a bitch, and it's also just picking your battles. And I think this is a good battle to pick, because also, he should have learned when he was by a child from his mother that you don't do that, especially around other people, especially even if you're just like sitting down watching TV or whatever. I'm like, even then it's still it's gross, We all do it and that's fine, I'm glad you've at least admitted that. Like, I know, like, I'm not expecting him to not do it because, like, yeah, that's unrealistic expectation. But telling him to not do it in front of you, that's fine. And if you have to come across as bitchy, I feel like it's fine. And, if he breaks up with you because of this, like, maybe you can start dating a grown-up, just be like, yeah, my boy, and then especially my last boyfriend, he would pick his nose in front of me, and I didn't like it, and he broke up with me because of that. Like, that sounds like everyone's gonna agree, take your side on it. No, like what? Like maybe like 3 or 4 incels on the internet might agree with your boyfriend or whatever. I'm like, and then they're losers too. So, and that's the fact, like if you're a public figure or whatever, like, and you put yourself out there on social media, which a lot of jobs require you to do that, at least for some people, you get a negative comment, and if it really stings a little bit, the thing I like to do is go to their profile and see, and then you notice they're a fucking loser, and you're like, you know what, that's fine. And also, people aren't going to tell you in public either, so, like, they're not going to confront you about, most of the time, they're not going to confront you about that shit, so it's nothing to worry about. Why do so many gun owners seem like they actively want to shoot people? Like the "we don't call the police, we call the morgue" signs in shirts. I see so much shit like this in the South, and it's weird. It weirds me out. I'm a gun owner for home and self-defense, and I pray to God I never have to actually shoot someone. But it seems like so many people fantasize about people breaking into their house so they can kill someone. Like even on Reddit, I see gun owners talking about how they would just love someone to attack them so they could shoot them. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, dude. You're right there. I really think, there's the gun debate, and I myself have made the decision I shouldn't own a gun because I do not have the mental health. I don't think my mental health is in a good enough place, and I don't think it will probably ever fully be in a good enough place. I get better every day, but I never think I'm gonna get in a good enough place where like I think I should own a gun because I'm probably gonna use it on myself. As honestly, for the most part. Like, if I'm going to use a gun, I'm probably going to use it on myself. And I'm going to put it in my mouth, aim straight up for the brain. That way it works, And, yeah, I think, I don't want to be a big gun debate because, like, there's, Texas, not including school shootings, but, like, sometimes, like, if there's a possibility that everyone's packing, like, less shit goes down for the most part. Like sometimes it's a good thing. And if you've ever lived in like rural areas, like sometimes having a gun is a good thing. Like when you literally live like 30 minutes out from the nearest town, or even like you can even do like 10 or 15 minutes like out from the nearest town or whatever. If someone breaks into your house and tries to start shit, like I think a gun is a good thing. I just think there needs to be realistic expectations for who should own a gun and stuff like that. Just treat it like a driver's license. Like, we pretty much just almost hand those things out to everyone, Like, almost everyone can get it. And, like, all you have to do to get the driver's license to begin with is really just pass the written and driving test, And I don't feel like that's, people don't act like that's unreasonable to have a driver's license. And I think, we can put a little bit in there towards that, but overall, and I think the big problem is school shootings and mass shootings and stuff like that, and the problem with the United States, and, what I like to tell everyone, regardless of what you do or don't believe in, is that America, the United States, is the only country that has this problem. I'm not saying banning guns is the solution. I'm just saying we don't do anything after that happens. Like schools try to be proactive. They try to get a better security system. Like when school hours occur, you have to buzz in yourself, to get in. But, there's still questionable areas, to begin with and stuff like that. I think, in my mind, I think if you're going to be a gun owner, and especially if you're going to be one of those people who are going to conceal and carry, type of people, to be honest with you, you have to live with the fact that you're probably never going to have to use the gun. And a responsible gun owner, when they're not hunting and stuff like that, it should be your goal to hopefully never have to use that gun. The people who are just like, I just want someone to break in so bad because I can just fucking shoot them legally. And it's like, that is fucking psycho shit. They would murder people like willingly if they could and get away with it. Like, in fact, they would. And yeah, that's the thing, though. Like, too many people are allowed to get guns in the United States, and I think they should just, treat it like a driver's license, and I don't think that's unreasonable. And if people want to question that, I know, like, it could go super overboard and stuff like that, but I don't think that is an unreasonable request, for gun ownership. I don't think so is. It's just like, I think the fact that there's people who want someone to break into their house so they can shoot them, they are psychos. And, I think there's a lot more people out there who have the capability to be a serial killer or like just to go out and murder people. But for the most part, most people know you shouldn't kill people, and most people would agree, and it's illegal. So most people aren't out there like doing that because they know better. But then you get people like Jeffrey Dahmer, and like I feel like the biggest thing with Jeffrey Dahmer was like he kind of knew he was doing bad shit. He was just a very big alcoholic and stuff like that. I'm not saying anything he did was good. It's horrible. And then he eats people and dissects. It's but yeah, I think I think a lot more people have that capability than we think. I think just a lot more people have proper functioning brains to the most part to know they can't just go out and do it. But those people shouldn't be allowed to have guns. It's crazy. And I think you're a responsible gun owner who's just like, I hope I have this just for self-defense, just in case, But like I hope I'd never have to use it. And that's what a normal gun owner would do, because why would you want to actually shoot? Like when you actually want to shoot people and like you get excited from that, and you don't become like a sniper or join the military to get that shit out of you, like it's pretty crazy. And it's definitely types of people we should be keeping an eye on. You're making a burn CD after a bad breakup. What are you putting on there? So in this category for me, I tried to pick songs that would work in two categories, one for me, and then one I would like give to her to tell her how much she broke me and shit like that. So here's my list. I wrote it. We'll go quickly here so it doesn't take forever. First track, and I even have them tracked. I'm this good. I actually like making burn CDs for girls too. I've done it plenty of times. New Light by John Mayer. That was my first track. I always like to start off with that one. If you give me just one night, you're gonna see me in a new light. And just, and it's a good time. I'm like, you're gonna see me in a new light. Doesn't mean I want you back, bitch. Second track, Halsey, Without Me. Very out there for me, but, thinking you could live without me. That's just fucking, that song gets me every time. You and I by Ed Sheeran, the first, that first opening riff or a verse for it is like, I found your red band on my bedroom floor. The only evidence that you've been here before. And that's one of the hardest parts about breakup is like you find some weird like hair tie or, whatever, something they gave you. I remember one time I kept like a bottle of water from an ex, a little too long. It was a plastic bottle of water, just those. And I'm like, I should have thrown that away a long time, longer ago than I actually did, to be honest with you. It wasn't even like special or anything. I kept it, but that gets me. Somebody Else by the 1975, a classic for when you're sad after a breakup. I don't want somebody, but I hate to think about you with somebody else. That album, You're So Beautiful Yet So Unaware of It, that shortened version of it, like that has a lot of songs good for that. I Miss You by Blink-182. You got to put Blink on. I have to put Blink on there. These days I have to put Blink on a mix CD. I Miss You. Don't waste your time on me. You're already the voice inside my head, and stuff like that. Then The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. Definitely, if I could, like, you could burn stuff to vinyl, I would definitely put this on side B, because like the actual album, when you turn the disc over after Songbird, it starts off with that and it's just a cool intro. Then All Too Well by, we'll do Taylor's version, not the 10-minute version, but All Too Well by Taylor Swift. That is like her best breakup song to be. Now keep your old scar from that very first week, because it reminds you of innocence and it smells like me. Can't get rid of it because you remember it all too well. Then December featuring Mark Hoppus, that version of it, not the acoustic version or not the one with Dashboard Confessional, which are both great in their own way. I just kind of like the Mark Hoppus one a little bit more by Neck Deep, you know. Hope you get your ballroom floor, your perfect house with rose red doors. I'm the last thing you remember. It's been a long, lonely December. Track 9, I would put About a Girl by The Academy is, I'm not gonna waste these words about a girl. I always think, if I ever got to make a movie and I could pick like 2000s pop punk music for the soundtrack, that song's definitely gonna be on there. And then I like to end the album, I'm just gonna put 10 on here, with Tell Me How by Paramore from After Laughter, so it's not one of their older ones. Tell me how to feel about you now. Tell me how I feel about you now, you know? And I just think, I don't know, that's a good mix. I don't know if I was thinking of anyone specific when I wrote it, but yeah, that would be like a standard without thinking about the person specifically. I'd usually like to pick songs that remind me of them specifically, but, you know, in a generalization, those would be a lot of the songs I'd put on there. Why do Christians equate Jesus with God? I really hope this doesn't come off as rude, but I'm Muslim. In Islam, there's a really big distinction between prophets and God, with prophets being regular people. Why do some Christians refer to Jesus as God, but also as his son? Is this a thing that certain sects of Christianity do while others don't, in line between Jesus being God's son and also God just very blurred? I really hope that this doesn't come off as rude. This is just something that has confused me for years. My intention is to get clarity, not to judge. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that is a very confusing topic. So Christians believe in the Trinity, so the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And the concept of it, the best way I've heard it described to me is like an egg, where you would consider every part of the egg, like assuming like, you know, cooking eggs, you know, like that don't have an actual chicken inside of it, you know, a real baby bird growing in there. You would consider, because there's the egg yolk, the egg whites, and then the shell itself. And so that is kind of the way you would describe the Trinity. That's how it's been described to me. And that's kind of like the easiest way for me to make sense. It might not make sense to you, but I think that's the best analogy to think about it, where it's all an egg, but there's different parts to it. And God is also Jesus, the Holy Spirit, and God. Like, it's kind of all of that in one, which... it's when you grow up in it, it doesn't seem that weird to you, but I can definitely see how if you did not grow up in the church or the Christian church, you would definitely not, it definitely doesn't make sense. So like Jesus isn't God, but everyone kind of refers to Jesus as God because that's Jesus' son, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, the Trinity as they call it. So think about it like an egg, and that's kind of the belief with Christians where like the Holy Spirit is a part of God, just like an egg white is a part of an egg as a whole, but it's not the entire egg. It's like 3 different parts of God. So God is up in heaven and being mysterious, you know, being a little sneaky guy, or a woman, you know. You never know. You don't know what, you know, you bring up, call God a woman, and all of a sudden everyone starts talking, all of a sudden pronouns exist. Then the Son, that was God made flesh, turned into man, just like his creation. And the Holy Spirit is kind of a way for God to be with everyone all at once, you know. And that was the whole idea of the Holy Spirit. So hope that made sense to you. I don't think I got it wrong because I remember it all too well. And stuff like that. So hopefully that made sense. Do you think people who excel at something, music, sports, science, art, think less of people who are not on the same level as you? So I guess this is a weirdly worded question, but I think I understand what you're trying to say here. The idea that like people who have what society deems as a talent, you know, like if you're a musician or you're like an incredible athlete or you're an expert in like a field of science or something like that, you know. Do we think we're better than everyone else? I can't speak for everyone's gonna be a little different. I don't necessarily think that way, because I really feel like I'm only really good at music. There's not much else. Like, I really feel like I have as a skill that's like profitable besides playing music. That's, in my opinion, that's me. And so when I think about I think about a guy in our band. He's just like he was a science professor at a college, and like he's like done so much cool shit, in science. And I'm like, and he's a killer saxophone player too. And I'm just like, I wish I could do that. So like, think about it. Like a lot of athletes, like they're only good at their sport. They may be able to play another sport well, but they are so skilled at that one sport and stuff like that. And so like sometimes like, if you're only good at one thing and like you're not being, you're not getting drafted and you're not playing for thousands of people, sometimes you feel like you're not really useful in this world. And especially in music and sports and stuff like that, I can say is that, on an amateur or at a level where like you're not on a super high level team or band or group or whatever, stuff like that. And that's all you really know how to do. Like a lot of times you don't feel like you have a real skill. You're not like a real person. You're not like a real adult. Sometimes you don't even feel like, I'm like, yeah, I only don't know how to do music. Like I substitute teach and like kids will come up to me with math problems. I'm like, and I'm just like, what's going on there? That's new. Then when did they make this up? So like that. So everyone's a little different, and everyone, it's hard to say that, but it's like if someone has like some like a real business savviness to them and like a really good entrepreneur, like I'm jealous of people like that. I don't think it's necessarily so yin and yang that people think they're better than you. I do think I'm better than guitar at most people. Like at the schools I work with, there's a lot of teachers who know how to play guitar, and I would never say any of them are bad guitar players, but I also know I'm better than all of them. But that is because I've dedicated my life more to that versus teaching. So it's just, how it is. But yeah, it's everything is a little bit different there. So I feel like fitting everyone into that one category doesn't really work too well, because everyone's a little bit different, because, someone could be really good at music, but also have a really good at something else as well. And I feel like those people will definitely look down on you versus people, I feel like me, who are only really good at music related things for the most part. Like I kind of consider this part of like the podcast even part of music, because I went to school for music production, and it's all the same concepts for recording a podcast. And it's a little bit easier than recording music, but like it's almost all you learn. It's all the same shit you have to learn. Like if I help anyone start a podcast, I have to, kind of show them everything that I use and what would use and how to, do that, like proper gain staging, using a limiter. So like your music isn't like 10 times louder than the actual voice coming in here, mixing sound drops in and making sure stuff like that. There's a lot of little different things, but yeah, it's hard to categorize everyone. Everyone's a little bit different. And so I think it's kind of some people do, some people don't. And that's kind of that's really the correct answer. I was rejected by a girl, and then she asked me for a favor. Okay. A few weeks back, I met a girl at my gym. We exchanged numbers and started texting. I asked her out. She declined, which stung a bit, but I moved on. Okay, good. Next day, she asked me for a favor. I felt uncomfortable given the situation, but agreed. When I mentioned my discomfort, she laughed. I'm not seeking validation, just wondering if I'm in the wrong. Am I being unreasonable? I think the answer I would give you, what is the favor? Because the actual favor itself is what's going to be most important, because like, yeah, you ask her out, she knows, move on, it's whatever. Like, and then you can still be friends or whatever and just be like, yeah, stop having feelings for her. And that's just what I have to do. And then she's asking you to do something for her. Because like, depending on the specific favor asked, like if it's like, hey, can you give me a ride? Like a ride somewhere that's 10 minutes, because my car's not working. Like, that's just like being a good person. That's nice. And, we should all do little acts of kindness like that. But if she's like, can you help me move? Can you film this video of me giving my another guy a blowjob? Like, no, like that's stuff like that. And so like the favor itself is what's most important here, because if it's like a boyfriend favor that you're going to do her, like, no, you have her be like, maybe you should have said yes to going out with me, then I wouldn't do this without any question, because like if she can't have it both ways, So if she's using it to take advantage of you, then you should kind of think about that and think about what the favor specifically is and see if she's trying to take advantage of you. But overall, probably, I'm assuming it's probably just a like a easy favor that you can help her out with. You should help people out. One thing I learned from my dad is that, people always need help sometimes, and, it's going to be your turn at some point, who needs help. And so when it's not your turn, you should try and help people as much as you possibly can. That's probably the best lesson I learned from my dad, is to always try and help people, especially when you don't need help yourself. Just like build a bigger table instead of a bigger fence, as probably Jesus wants you to do. Last question we got here. You find $1 million in some bushes. How do you launder the cash without getting caught? Okay, so I'm assuming this isn't some weird drug drop-off or whatever, situation. I'm assuming we're pretending that you just find it and, like, there's going to be no consequences to you finding it other than you can't let the government know you found this money. One thing I would do is I would continue to live my life normally, and that will not be hard because I try to keep a somewhat low profile. Like, if I found money, you have to keep it in a well-hidden place. I would suggest, even if you need a safe or some sort of something like that, you keep it safe. One thing that gets people in real trouble is they start buying too much fancy shit. And it's like, and you also still need to have, like, some sort of job too. Like, you gotta still keep having a job and working, even if you're like, I'm gonna work 20 hours a week. And then you can't be buying stuff that is a shock to people, Like, I would probably buy some new recording equipment, and I would probably buy, maybe a couple guitars, and just, like, really get that working out and really just get some cool shit going on. But, I would spend it that way. But how I would not launder it is keep it well hidden, and, just use it when you need it, and, the idea, I would try not to be suspicious about it. So I just keep it all in cash, obviously. I'm assuming this is all cash. I'm not going to give you a fucking, you said cash. You just use it as you do. And one thing if, like, you go to stores and buy things with cash, is that it is usually untraceable. I think, sometimes you would have to put it in your bank account and then, or whatever, and then go to Amazon. That way you can purchase some shit, But, you can get away with just, like, if you live locally, and, like, I think it's really dumb when places don't accept cash. And I think that should be illegal, like, for a place of business. If they're expecting you to give them money for something, they should accept cash. Cash should be that currency. And there's some, like, questionable things when a lot of people are going cashless that, like, if, like, they refuse to accept cash, then your debt is paid. There was something weird about that. That's, like, a weird loophole. I don't know how much it is. It would probably have to be decided on, like, at the federal level in, like, regards to that. Like, all business that are expecting you to pay for something must accept cash. And, like, you can buy those fucking markers that can tell you if it's fake or whatever. I know a lot of people are like, people will give us counterfeit money and shit like that. I'm like, yeah, but, $20 is $20, If, people aren't doing hundreds, if you're going to get away with, like, fake cash, you're going to do, like, 20s, Most of your money's going to be in 20s or whatever. It's, like, crazy ass shit like that. So, yeah, mainly I wouldn't buy a million extravagant things. I would just keep my life as normal. Keep it hidden, probably in a safe or something like that, and just, lay low and don't bring attention to myself, Like, it's pretty easy to not bring attention to yourself. Like, if you want to buy a new car and stuff like that, like, do the payment plan, and, if you could ask them for no interest, if you pay some upfront in cash, like, it's, because that's not too weird. Like, if they ask you, I don't know how much cars cost these days, but, like, say they're like, oh, we need, like, a down payment of $2,000, and then the interest is this or whatever, and be like, if I pay more upfront, can I get the the interest lowered? Like, and a lot of times, like, they can work with that, because, like, then it's like, well, you paid most of the car off already. You still just make the payments. You could, like, go into the dealership or whatever and just give them the cash or whatever, and, I don't know how much they're going to question that. Or you could just go to the bank every week and, and just say, yeah, I'm a gig worker or whatever. nice thing about me as a musician, though, is that when you play music gigs, like a majority of the time you get paid in cash already. So like for me, I already have a good way to have it, and I just gotta lay low. So just good thing I just revealed all my plan to everyone. So thank you for asking that question. And with all that being said, thank you so much for listening to this episode of TheSchweezy. Like always, I want to tell you, I appreciate it. It's one of those things, like, when you start the podcast, you just feel like no one's listening. And I think I'm at a point where people are actually checking out the show now. And that makes me really happy. So thank you guys so much. We're always trying to build the audience. So thank you guys so much. You're all welcome here. Even when I talk shit about your personal beliefs and shit, you're all welcome here. Because sometimes your Christian comments are really interesting and thought-provoking too, and sometimes it's just like, you need Jesus, shut the fuck up. But thank you guys so much. Like always, honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome. Believe it or not, Schweg isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. I must be out, or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home. Thank you for tuning in to TheSchweezy, the Lord's trademark favorite podcast, and joining me on this incredible journey. I hope you've enjoyed the valuable insights and engaging discussion I brought to your ears. To ensure you never miss an episode, hit that subscribe button now. By subscribing, you'll receive automatic updates whenever we release new content, keeping you in the loop with the latest episodes and topics. Subscribing not only guarantees that you'll never miss a beat, but also helps support our show. Your subscription plays a crucial role in helping us continue to bring you high-quality content and maintain our podcast growth. So whether you're listening on your favorite podcast platform or watching our YouTube channel, take a moment to click that subscribe button. Join our community of passionate listeners and be part of the journey. Personally, I appreciate your support, and together, we can make this podcast even better. So don't wait any longer. Hit that subscribe button now and stay connected with us. Thank you for being part of our podcast family.